Welcome into the Game 2 of the SWBL season between the Brewers and the Astros, two perennial great liked teams. You know, everybody on the team is very well liked, and that's. Introduce yourself. I got it. Let me get my flow here. I'm ready.
You should borrow my Joe hat.
I'm Ed Bodonin. I'm going to be announcing this game here, so if you hear my voice.
I'm not pro-Trump, but I'm not for.
You should have.
I'm not for Biden.
The game's going. We are going.
Videotape him walking in.
My dad.
Any minute they will start this game. Who knows what they're waiting on? Truly, are we waiting on some individual player? Or are we waiting on the weather? We don't really know, but we are waiting here. So I thank you for joining me, and let's see what kind of action we can get you today.
That's kind of where I'm
last game, if you weren't paying attention, the Brewers beat the Twins. Some say it was an unfair decision. Some say that the referees may have intervened, but it did. It happened that way. I think the end score was 15-8. So hopefully we get you a little closer one, a little bit more fun.
He read like insert keyword here, like he read that on his speech. Insert keyword here.
So.
All I know is November's going to be a
shit show. And to the left here, you can't see. I mean, maybe you can't hear. We have a shot
going to take a week to find out who wins.
It is only Friday in Game 2, so hopefully they space those out throughout the entire weekend.
Yeah,
but
3 times.
If not, then everybody else will certainly take advantage of them on the field and elsewhere.
What do you call it? Comes out November 1.
Oh, the vaccine.
The vaccine.
Oh, are we live?
We're live, and you're right.
Hey!
In the way of my...
Welcome to our league. For all of you that are new, this is our field.
Please introduce yourself.
Edlo's behind you. You can see him right there. I'm Spencer, and this is Bogad. Welcome to the show.
All right.
That first game you just watched, get that out of your mind. It was kind of just like one of those weird nightmares, you know? We're going to try not to do that again, but hey. First game of the year. First game in 16 months for some people.
What do you think about the weather report for this weekend, Spencer?
Weather report looks pretty good. I was checking out the Doppler before I got here, and you really couldn't ask for, you know, Memorial Day type weather at Labor Day. It's totally different times of the year.
Sure, absolutely.
You really think about it in that perspective.
Right. Well, you think one is in May, sometimes June, and then one is in September.
Yes, it happens that way. It's always in May, though. It's never sometimes in June.
I don't believe that is true, but I don't have a phone to look that up and prove you incorrectly. So.
But yeah, we're kind of getting this nice fall breeze. We're getting that current, that cold air moving up from the south. We had some tropical storms. It's kind of pushing that. If you can see on the green screen behind me, it's pushing that storm right up the Mississippi.
Yep. That's correct.
And it's giving us that nice 80-degree weather. It's probably going to drop down the mid-70s.
I heard we're getting some more Sahara Sands on Saturday.
Sahara Sands on Saturday. Yeah, so it's a great way to play the game that we love.
Thank you for joining us. And again, there is a delay in this game, and nobody really knows why.
Somebody's cleaning the balls. They're disinfecting the balls between every game. We're staying safe.
Is that true?
Yes. And we have masks just in case we need them.
In case we see the virus coming in, and then we will put our masks on.
I'm gonna go check for some home run balls.
And I think
he just did that in front of the camera. Sam did that in front of the camera to try and win points for the audience here, to say, make sure, hey, I am going to find Sal. He's very responsible. Sure.
Yeah, I know.
You talk, and then I'll do the hand.
You're gonna do.
Because they can't tell.
That's true. So they think that that's you. If they're not paying attention, I would like to know who is. Hey, Sam! I want his phone so I can see who's online. Because if there are...
You have your phone?
It depends on how many viewers. I don't have a phone on me. Would you have your phone? Yeah. People are probably chatting.
I don't have Facebook, though. It's on Facebook Live.
Oh, it is.
So neither of us can.
Oh, okay. So this is going out to the entire Facebook world. Facebook. Did you know that Mark Zuckerberg has a escape hatch below his office in Facebook HQ that takes a tunnel 40 miles out into the water?
Does he really?
He does.
Like a submarine?
Submarine. Oh my gosh. And that is the blue Huron you can hear making its mating call.
Hey, sorry to interrupt, but let's get into this game here. We got Cam Smith on the bump for the newly constructed Astros. They have Cam's brother Cole in right field, and then Brian Benware, the captain, is in left field. Kind of a shortstop hybrid. They have Jeremy Worrell as their extra hitter. And then you know the Brewers very well. They just opened up a can on the Twins. That would be our team. And the younger Cornell is at the plate, the lefty, the southpaw we'd call him.
One thing that I find interesting about the Astros is their fielding team right now. Their initials all begin with either B or C for their first names.
That's true.
It is true, and it actually took you a second to realize that
when you put it like that, it makes a lot of sense too.
Yeah. Well, and
why they would do that.
Yeah. Think about the greater implications of that as well. You know?
Yeah, kind of like Canada, British Columbia. They handled the virus well. This team's going to handle the Brewers well. That's how I take it.
Strikeout to start the game.
Wow! Ring the bell.
The bell is being ringed. Ding, ding, ding. That's fantastic.
I don't know who that is.
So that is not exactly how the Brewers wanted to start, but you never know. Peter's up, and he has 2 cannons for arms. He can take a yard at any time.
Yeah, he can even close his eyes. He is he's got what we call dad strength and a foul ball down the line. He's got dad strength, and you really can't measure that. It's just kind of it's something you're born with.
Right. You are definitely born with dad strength, and no matter what happens, though, I think Peter is always going to be in the conversation for MVP every single year.
Yeah, especially when you start the season off the way Peter did. I think he got out 1 time last game and looking to carry that over into this game.
Yes. Who did get him out in that last game? Oh, and as we see,
and
speaking of the devil,
long fly, he's adding to his campaign.
Speaking of the devil, he takes one dead center. He misses the bucket, though, which is the important thing. So
yeah, he did not hit the bucket, so it counts as half a run.
That's unfortunate, but that is how it works in
new rules this year.
Spencer, let me ask you a quick question. In grade school, when you lined up, your name started with S, so you were always at the end of the line, right?
Well, it depends on if it's alphabetical or not.
Well, that's what I mean. If it's alphabetical and it was and that's an error out in the center field as PG.
Well, I mean, what about last name?
Well, did you go by last name often, or did you go by first name? That's
it was almost always last name.
All right, so then that's interesting then, because last name you do have beginning, and then first name you have the end. So really, psychologically, what are you thinking either way on which way you'd rather go?
Psychologically, I could play on this Astros infield because of my last name.
That's true.
That's the first thing that comes to mind when I think of my initials.
That's a great point. That's a great point, and I would definitely be disqualified as
foul ball.
Foul ball to right.
And Edlo, yeah, ED stands for a lot of things, but it definitely stands for you not being able to play on this Astros.
Absolutely. And my real first name is actually Alan. So did you know? As Chris Metter is asking what type of shorts Derek has, and what can we get a final ruling on what type of shorts they are, Chris?
Chris Metter moves to Wichita and starts checking out guys' rear ends from behind, and that's where we're at this year.
Which we should say is completely fine.
Which it is okay. It is a perfectly okay thing to do.
Yes.
And Derek was pointing it in our direction, so one would assume
he was.
It is Derek's fault.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and Kyle takes a whack at it and hits it hard enough to go through the infield. Oh, and PG goes for 3.
He's there.
Wow.
He's there.
First and third.
Smart base running. You can tell this team has played before. You know, they know how to run the bases. They know how to hit the ball.
Yeah.
And maybe out of breath, but you know what? They know how to play.
Exactly. They do know how to play. And normally people like to go for big hits like home runs, but Kyle seems to be content with just dribbling it down and squeezing in between a rather Swiss cheese defense.
That's right. Yeah, we would call this the Swiss cheese BCC team.
D. Oh, as Dick.
Oh, and the big home run saving grab by Cole. Wow. If he was any shorter, I don't know if he has that.
Just as we start talking about the Swiss cheese defense, a rocket shows up in the hands of Cole.
Now tell me a little bit about this Astros offense. They're newly reconstructed. What's their key factors to this game, you think, Edlo, for them to put up some runs against this Brew crew?
So what the Astros really have to do is they need to not get out as often as they did last year. So every time that they're up, they're going to have a decision to make. They're going to say, should I get out here or should I get a home run? And last year it seemed like they kept choosing get out, strike out. And this year I think they're going to try and start off with starting with home runs instead.
Yeah. You think it's that simple?
To me personally, yes, it is that simple. It's you either strike out or you go home.
Or you strike out or you get a home run. It is your MO.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think I agree. I think I think their hard hit rate was probably one of the lower of the league last year. So if they can increase that, I think they'd be in pretty good company.
Yeah, their hard hit rate, but we're not talking about the bottom.
That's true. That team is not here this year. The Diamondbacks, they're sitting in Minnesota. They were not allowed to come because they were not from the state. And that is the reason.
They
no
could
other
have,
reason.
They could have quarantined themselves for 2 weeks beforehand so that they could play, but
That's
instead
true.
they were cowards and they decided not to.
Yeah, they chose jobs and money over quarantining for 2 weeks, which, you know, it happens. And a line drive from the Candyman to center. He starts his season 0 for 1.
Wow, and it looks like he had the choice to either go home run there or get out, and he did choose out.
He
so
chose out.
kind of seeing streaks of last year.
Yeah, you know, streaks. When I think of streaks, I think of a lot of things, and I think of that streak in particular.
I think of your underpants.
I was thinking of Derek's underpants.
Why were you thinking of Derek?
Because we were just looking at his underpants.
Those were shorts, I have to
No,
remember.
they come with the liner. Chris established that. They come with the liner, so technically there's underpants. Under
Oh.
pants and a long drive.
Oh,
Oh, he
off
didn't
the
run.
wall. Oh, he didn't run.
Rookie
And
mistake, but he
Oh.
made it to
Barely.
first.
Barely. Okay, and now we have established that running is necessary. The only thing I do have to say, I said Derek has great calves.
Chris, what do you think? What do you think about Derek's calves?
Get out of the way, that bad.
Where is he?
It's in left center.
Well, he can't tell, but we will get you a judgment later. Oh, and that's
Oh,
a
really?
great pitch from
You
PG.
think they're 11 out of 10? Wow.
Okay, wow. Chris,
That's a strong answer.
we know Benware has a decision here. The decision he has to make is, does he want to hit a home run, or does he want to strike out
Or does he want to strike out?
horribly? And I will ring this bell so viciously if that happens. PG throws one. Oh,
Oh, little
gets a
spinner,
solid little
and
spinner. Oh, he
you
is
know
out.
what? He's been playing long enough. He read the spin. They finished the inning. It is 1-0 Brewers. And Edlow was getting ready to warm up that bell, but unfortunately it could not be used this inning.
This bell has been cold for quite some time. There are some spots on it. It does look like it has been hit with a BB gun of some sort. So,
And this bell is brought to us by
Southwestern Bell Company, providing your phone calls for the last 2
Million
decades.
Years. And Reuben Brown for the kids. $1 every strikeout and a hard foul ball. But you know what? That's a strike.
That is
That's
a
all
strike.
it is.
Spencer, I got a very bad sunburn last weekend. Oh man, as Peter,
Jesus
I mean,
Christ.
there's no point in even really announcing it. Just Peter's up. It's gonna be a home run.
Peter has the Bud Light hat and the dad strength. That's really what it all might be.
Yeah, Spencer, do you get sunburned easily?
If I'm out in the sun, it can happen.
Interesting. Well, I do have other friends who it comes out that way as well. As PG dribbles one in front for a foul ball, and Benware frustratedly throws the ball back. Or maybe not. Maybe he had fun doing that.
Yeah, he looked like he was having fun. I saw a little giggle come out of there, and you know his name does start with a B, so he's feeling his confidence.
Wow. That was a strike.
That definitely hit the strike zone there,
don't know if you
and
can
we
tell.
got 2 strikes on the batter.
And that is a home run.
Wow.
And the score that we currently know is
Brett. Score. What's the score?
it is 3-0.
Just like we knew, it was 3-0.
Yes, as Kyle whips a line drive to the left.
Edlow,
off
this is
Brentwood.
fun. We're going one Cornell to the next, and let's see what these 2 brothers have in common here.
Some said when Kyle started to play that 1 Cornell was too many. Now we have 2, so it'll be interesting to see doubling up the amount of Cornells if there's any backlash or not. Oh, Derek just really, he just gets a really good solid cut on that ball, and I like it. I really like watching him play.
I remember playing him in baseball in high school when he was a trader and played for CBC with a torn labrum, and he was still the best player on the field.
Interesting. And he was a trader because he left the school of Parkway
Oh,
South.
he chose God schooling over government-funded schooling.
Interesting. Well, God is great and God is good. So anything else that you'd have to say against that, I am not privy to. Oh, and Peter finally gets out. I can't believe
Wow.
it. Oh no,
That
I'm
dad's-
so sorry. Oh, I am so
That-
sorry.
Thank
I'm
you,
sorry.
tree trimmer guy.
Wow.
And these trees were trimmed by Hawk Nest.
Hawk Nest Trimming.
They
Hawk it
came
up.
over and chopped down a tree for me today.
Hawk it up, hawk it down. Get hawked.
$120. It was a steal.
That seems like a fantastic rate that I wouldn't have just done it myself. How big was this tree, my friend?
It was a stump. It was just a stump.
Wow, you can't de-stump, sir?
No. How would I
Okay.
de-stump?
I have de-stumped now twice, and it is fantastically
You took the
easy.
whole stump out?
But I will say, if you are not trained, it is very dangerous. So call Hawk Nest.
I did, 120 bucks. They were done in about 2 hours, and it's great.
That's a good service, quality service. What do you think about our mural that we have going on here?
I think,
oh gosh,
I think the Brewers are the team to beat at this point. They are on fire.
They're firing on all cylinders. Wow, I mean, every single one of them has been crushing it, and I can't say it could be the pitching, it could be the hitting, but man, they're juiced up and ready to play. Oh no! Oh, out
And
number 2.
the B player makes the catch. His name starts with a B, and he caught the ball.
And he gets an A for that effort.
And he threw it to the 2 people that start with C's.
And name those 2 people again.
BCC, Cam, Cole, Barayan.
Cam, Colin, Barayan, our favorite 3 defenders.
And here we have J-Wo. He was top 3 in Cy Wiffle for the Summer League. Let's see how he swings the bat.
Oh wow, he has a lot of power. You can tell. I actually thought
J-Wo
that
is a
he
new
should be-
nickname.
J-Wo is now retired. I've just retired the nickname as well.
Every industry has a J-Lo. We have a J-Wo.
Yes, and
Look at his legs.
look at that.
Newly shaved.
I hate to see him get a single, but I love to watch him run.
I love to
first.
watch him leave. Love him in the box, but I would love to watch him leave.
How many live viewers do we have? Chris, will you please check out? Oh, and
Gotta run!
Wicked Ripper
It's a pop fly.
had no problem.
He could have dropped it.
No shot. It was Cam.
All right.
Speaking of camped, how are your KDAR doing in Call of Duty Warzone?
My kill to death ratio?
Yes, sir.
It's like 0.9.
Oh wow, that's fantastic compared to me. I am sitting at a .61 currently.
You still playing that game?
Oh,
I play all the time.
We got ice or cold
Yeah, I played with you guys a couple times and I never cracked top 25.
Yeah. That's why I texted you COD last week.
I downloaded it. I have it.
I know, I got your Snapchat, so that's why
PlayStation, though.
I text you.
I'll send you my
You can still play.
You got a PlayStation. Christopher, you have a PlayStation now?
His friend does.
Oh wow, Heaton with a
Did
rip.
Peter, let's talk about this for the rest of the game.
Take 2.
Did
Jump
Peter
over,
just
run
lose
down. You
the
want
gold
run
glove
out.
on that play? What's your thoughts?
Wow, you know what? One error is all that counts. What's the official scoring on that play?
He didn't touch it.
Mental error, I think, possibly. So
He's
that's,
saving the dad's strength for the home runs that he's been hitting nonstop.
you know, I don't believe that Peter himself has changed in the last 6 years, which is a good thing because I've liked him all 6 of those. But if you look at some of the other transformations, like Chris has changed, completely different person now. I think Peter's one that stays the same.
Yeah, he's very consistent. We call him Consistent Pete. We don't just make things up. We call him that for every reason you'd think.
That was his nickname in college.
Yeah.
And I see a monarch butterfly crossing first baseline. Wow, what a fantastic.
He's rounding. He's heading to third. He's skipping second altogether, and he's out of here.
Wow, beautiful specimen. Are you a butterfly fan?
Yeah, I love the migration they make. They all go to Mexico to hatch their little hatchlings, and then they die.
That's true.
And then their hatchlings fly back,
That's true.
and then they fly back the next year, and then they die.
All these things that you're saying are true currently.
I'm a National Geographic, Animal Planet, Discovery Channel type of guy.
Oh, really? If that's the case, how much do you donate per year to National Geographic?
I used to donate like $50 a year when I was a kid. I used to get the little magazines.
That's a lie.
It's the kids magazines.
You're saying Nat Geo for kids.
Yeah.
That was free. Nobody ever paid for it.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was.
No.
Absolutely. It
It's
came
not
to my
free.
house every day too. Oh, you didn't? You only had the monthly. Oh, I had the daily. And it was
Oh, the monthly was $50 and the daily was free.
Yes, that's true. They sent me a new
Interesting.
National Geographic.
Oh,
there's a foul
wow.
ball off your face.
That's why you wear helmets, folks. You do not want that happening to you.
Protect the face at any means necessary. See, Spencer, I would like you to talk about some of this merchandise to our left. What is
We have merchandise to our left. We have some excellent towels. We have a couple of towels remaining. So if you are watching this, you plan on playing tomorrow, please bring some money or Venmo to the SWBL League. I'm counting 3 towels left. They have been a hot item. We've sold about 15 so far. And I'm seeing some koozies, I'm seeing some shirts, I'm seeing some can openers, bottle openers, you name it, we got it. There's also a bottle of Germex over there. May not be for sale, but we'll sell it. We want to raise some money here. It's for the kids. Come out, only if you're invited, for the kids.
And I know the SWBL was intended in order to be a 50c3 charitable fund, but it seems like they didn't get that completed. So yes, every dollar that you do donate or spend on merchandise goes straight into Sam Skibby's pocket. That is a fact.
That is not true.
And we've not had a full accounting since the league was started, and that year was
2001.
Wow, what a great year. That was
And
the first year.
one thing that Sam doesn't like to talk about is he does use this league to embezzle, launder money.
It's a slush fund.
Yeah, so he actually changed the Venmo for the league was his name, and he just changed it to Skibby Wiffle League. So you look,
He
looks
legally
like
changed his name to Skibby Wiffle Ball
it looks
League.
like you're giving money to Skibby Wiffle League, but you're actually Venmoing Sam himself.
Yeah.
So
After the first $5 he received in 2001 from his friend Jeff Bertram, which he thought were for balls and bats, he has never looked back as far as making this a money-making enterprise.
and people wonder why Sam puts so much energy into this league. It's because he makes about $60,000 a year
pre-tax, yeah.
pre-tax that isn't taxed, and Peter is continuing dad's strength.
Somebody has to stop this, man. This is ridiculous. We need to flip this calendar and go to tomorrow because Peter is owning this today. And I'm really sick of it, and it seems like every single year the MVP is won on day
Let
one.
me ask you this: do you think for the players that played in summer league, they are going to have an upper hand on those that did not play summer league?
Personally, that's a foul ball to left. Personally, I think that the people who played in the summer league have the same amount of hands as anybody else would. Now,
Can you say that? It is 2020.
it's a good point. I don't want to be ableist, and I will not be ableist, so I'm not saying anything. PG's up, and the score, which we know what the score is because
We know what the score
Jeremy
is because
Well
you all
here.
at home know what the score is, so we don't even need to say it.
And Jeremy, we're going to have you take a guess at the score.
You two need to lock it up when I'm hitting. I can hear you. My ADHD's going nuts.
What is this? What is your guess on the score currently?
11-0.
Jeremy says 11 to
Are
nothing.
they using the scoreboard? I don't think they are.
It says 6
Oh wow, it's 45
That
to
cannot
nothing.
be right. That cannot
Well,
be
they
right.
haven't added this innings yet.
Yeah,
half of the innings of it.
Yeah,
The
I told
official
you.
score that we have right now is 11 to nothing.
And if that changes, it's because the score changed after we just said that.
Absolutely. Oh, as Kyle rips one to the left, and it is over the fence. There's no need to run on that one, so you kind of ask him why
Wasted
he decided
energy.
to run. Yeah. Maybe we'll ask him post game why
He
he
needs
decided
to
to run that out.
He needs to talk to Jeremy because Jeremy knows when to run and when not to run,
You got to know when to run him.
and know when to walk him away from the field.
Exactly, which maybe should have been last year, but he's back again for another season. Oh, Jeremy is our new pitcher, or he might just be having fun out there throwing balls.
And J-Wo is coming to the plate. You can see the sun shining off those cleanly shaven legs.
Wow. He actually does shave every inch of his body in preparation for this season, but he grows it back twice as quick. It's old wives' tale. Oh man, I wouldn't throw that pitch in regulation if I were him.
No, you're good.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but Jeremy is a professional pitching coach, correct?
He is, and he works for Cardinal Blinds.
Does he work for Cardinal Blinds? Is this a new development?
Like in June.
Wow, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
I'm proud of him, and I'm proud of Cardinal Blinds for giving him the opportunity.
He's a great team player, just like he's on the Astros.
What are his day-to-day duties in operation?
He installs blinds and shades and shutters every day, and he cleans them as well when needed.
Wow, we have a
We
early
have
web
a
gem.
da-na-na-na-na-na-na-na.
Exactly, out to right field.
You know
Couldn't have
what?
said it
Our
better.
initials say now BJC.
Better join the club of great catches out in right field.
That's right. Or the hospital.
or the hospital.
Barnes Jewish Corporation.
Do they give us money?
No.
Then that was a free advertisement. Please take that out.
If you have a heart attack, do not go there.
we'll have
go
that
somewhere
edited in
else.
post. I've actually heard that St. John's is a fantastic heart hospital.
We should ask the couple of people in our league that have medical backgrounds.
Interesting. And those are.
Chris, what's the best hospital for hearts in St. Louis? Well, you did not hear that. Block that out.
Barnes
On
doesn't pay
editing.
us. Barnes does not pay us a dime, so therefore we cannot suggest. Oh, and that's a walk.
That's a
so-
walk, first walk of the year. Do you think that was intentional?
So-
Intentional.
us 3 times in a row last game.
That's true,
That's a good point. So,
but not really.
and we need to hit the old Reuben Brown walk noise, the walk moo.
Oh, just out of reach, just kept going.
Wow, that is a home run. Unfortunately, when that goes over the fence, that counts for everybody that's batting and on base.
That's true.
And those all go to runs. And in the end, what you're doing is you're counting your runs versus the other team.
Right, you want to score more runs than the other team. You have 5 innings to do that. An inning means each team had a chance to bat.
Okay, that's
that is
interesting.
1 inning, and you play 5 of those.
It's a very interesting perception that you have to
Yes.
say that.
Yes.
But it is interesting. What do you think that the Astros strategy is here scoring in no runs?
I think their strategy is probably not going to fare well for them. I think they ought to try the opposite. Probably try to start with 100 and then work your way down from there.
Okay.
But 0, that's kind of tough to win without scoring any runs.
They say 1 is the loneliest number, but I think this 0 is going to make all the Astros go home alone tonight.
It's very possible.
Although I do believe they all have significant others, as far as I can tell. They seem like great stand-up guys, and they should be in a relationship. If they're not.
Yes. The Astros?
Yeah,
What about the Brewers? Are they stand-up guys?
I don't know about them necessarily. They are a new team this year. Is that correct?
Yeah, the Brewers. This is the first year the Brewers have played in this league. They're not used to. They're not used to this style. They're adjusting well, but they're not used to this style.
Yeah.
I think they're used to the underhand style.
Oh wow. Oh, and God, it's just really.
He puts perfect spin on that ball.
Yeah, he really whaps it up there. You know, just whap, whap, whap every single time.
Whap, huh?
Yes, just smacking that ball and curving it and spinning it. And
Like
just,
Cardi B?
I
Whap?
don't know what you refer to. Jeremy is pitching up to Derek here. Derek has had some very good solid contact this game. Let's see if he can keep that going. Jeremy's pants are very orange.
Yeah, I think he wants us to know he's out there in case it gets dark. We'll still be able to see him pitching out there. Oh, just missed outside. That would have been his first strikeout of the day, but it's just a ball.
I'm not sure that anybody who is watching this can even really see what's going on, but I do think that they should know that that was a really good pitch. And we're running out of daylight here as well. This game seems to be going really, really long, and I'd like to play at some point. So, is there any game after hours?
No.
That's fantastic. So we get 2 games out of the way.
That's right.
Wow. Spencer, when are you going to have children of your own?
Oh, it almost came back. That ball almost came back.
It almost went in the bucket.
Almost
too.
went in the bucket.
Wow.
Not today, I can tell you that much, but sometime in the future.
Interesting. Sometime in the future, that's a possibility. That's good to know.
And Edlo, you said you don't want to have any children, in case your family's listening.
I would like to have 1 million children, as many as I can afford, because that would be, you know, the prudent thing to do. As much
1 million.
as you can afford, yes.
Have as many kids as you can afford.
Yes.
So like someone like The Rock should have like 1,000 kids, you think?
If you'd like to pass the seed on to the next generation, then yes.
Can you imagine if The Rock had 1,000 kids?
I don't want to imagine that. That sounds like a horrible future where nobody gets to do
They might be
anything,
able to take over the country if they
Yeah.
1,000 rocks.
Yeah, they wouldn't even need to be strong. They would just be so charismatic that they could convince us to do whatever they wanted to.
I think you're right.
And just in case that does happen, I praise our future rock children overlords. Oh wow.
Say childrenal.
Childrenal overlords. Yes, I did. And that's a bad start for these Astros here. I don't know if they're going to hit yet, but I'm not about to ask, to be honest with you, because when Kyle is up and it's against my team, I will take them. Every single time. But
And it looks like the sun is becoming a factor. Could this Astros team end this game with no runs?
it's always a possibility. It's always a distinct possibility when anybody plays at any point. And don't warm that belt. That's very rude. It's not something that we do. You know what I do like about PG is I think he's got a very wiffle ball
Body.
delivery.
He's got a wiffle ball body.
Yeah, long limbs, appendages just large. And
Thick,
that's,
in shape, knows what we like.
Yes, man, knows what we like. And we like to see more of it. And you know what?
The best players from like.
I just think
I
that
know, yeah.
if I was going to look like anybody, oh,
Long fly ball!
That's a lot of movement.
He hit a lot under
God,
it.
these Astros.
He hit it hard.
They don't like to run to first base, but they haven't had to so far.
Yeah, one would think if you need base runners, you'd run it out just in case. But not with this team. They know what they're doing. Their strategy may pay off. We do not know yet.
Spencer, does an error count against a perfect game?
Yes.
Hit via error is against a perfect game?
Yes.
Okay, so PG definitely does not have a perfect game because of Peter's earlier error.
If they counted that as an error.
If they counted as
He
a hit,
better
has
he
nothing.
better hope it was an error.
14-0 in the bottom of the fourth.
I always went like this.
It's top of the 4th.
I'm sorry.
Chris doesn't want anybody to get any more stats but himself.
And Peter is dressing like it's the 90s.
Chris also tried to end our game early for some ungodly reason. Nobody knows why. Everybody says, if Chris, you want to go home so bad, then just leave. We don't need you, you jerk. as Jeremy gets warmed up here. I can tell you what, he's got a lot of left to right movement on that ball.
Yeah, he's having trouble finding the zone, but sometimes...
Spencer, when you go out to eat, what kind of ice cream do you get?
Oh, you know, I like getting malts. I like that malty shake type of thing in my mouth.
What is malt?
It's malt liquor. You never had malt liquor?
Oh, so you're saying you enjoy having malt liquor milkshakes when you go out every night for dinner?
No, malts are kind of like shakes, but I think they put extra vanilla in it or something, or malt. Or,
Okay.
I don't know what's in it.
Here's
It just
the deal.
tastes better.
Here's the deal, Spencer. I worked in an ice cream shop. I know what a malt is.
I know what it is.
What
I
is
just
the
don't-
malt flavoring that goes into the malt? It's like a powder, right? And it's just malted.
I have
is
no
it
idea.
Malted milk? Who malted the first milk?
Who got milked?
Who hashed the first brown? And whoever it was.
It's probably a
shout out
guy
to
named
you.
Brown.
Hashed Brown.
Yeah.
Interesting. Steve Brown.
Who,
Oh my gosh, Kyle takes one out to left, and that was the 1 millionth home run of this game.
well, this game has gotten away from him.
I'm very tired of announcing. I'm very tired of watching this game. Every game I've ever announced
It's
has been
the third.
absolutely crap.
It's the third inning.
Wow, it is the third inning, and it just
And wow, look at that sun just shining on those lefties.
And I have a correction for earlier. It is actually the top of the fourth inning.
It is the top of the fourth inning.
Yeah. Wow, this has been a real game, and anybody who's not here to see it on the live, thank God. Please do something else. Go do laundry.
If you're watching this game still, you have no life, and there's nothing to see here.
Trent Steffi's nice to see you in the live. I'm only assuming, but I can't see. I just assume you're in there.
Yeah, Trent, we know you're watching. Nice to talk to you.
I'm hearing. Hold on. I'm hearing from the wire. Trent Steffi's just tore his Achilles
Like just
tendon.
now?
Wow. Oh my gosh.
Doing what?
If this is true, and reports.
Well, Trent,
can
we're
be
sorry to hear
confirmed,
that.
We are so sorry to hear that, and get well soon, buddy.
That may be why he is not coming to nationals anymore.
Yeah. And later we
Wow.
will have an interview with Brett, whether it's better to get a cadaver ACL or whether it's good to get your own ACL. So we'll have that information for you soon, Trent. Is it a walk? Oh, that is a walk. And the Ruben Brown walking moo.
Moo.
Yes, every walk we have one moo, sponsored by Ruben Brown. Possible. And Peter hits another home run. This is getting absurd. He's won the MVP. Congratulations, Peter Light, the MVP winner for 2020. It's all over, but it was a good season.
Need more summer league.
Everybody go home, get some rest, and come back next year. I'm hearing Peter's stat line is, who cares? It's over.
You know what? We all know what he's done. Let's talk about what he hasn't done.
What hasn't he done?
He has not hit a triple yet.
He has
Until
not
he
yet hit
does.
triple. Oh, interesting.
Until Peter hits a triple, we cannot name him MVP.
That's
and
true.
We haven't seen any doubles this year yet. Just home runs and singles and strikeouts and pop-ups.
That's interesting.
That's it.
That's interesting.
And you'd think an MVP winner would have a triple. So,
Did you know,
I don't know.
in no game in Peter's career has he ever gotten out twice?
Wow, that's hard to believe.
It is hard to believe. But it's true. That's on my stats and info sheet here. Weird stats and info. Also, it says that here, Spencer Bogad has...
Do you know the longest home run ever hit in SWBL history?
Yes, I do. It was mine, and I hit it 224 feet over the tall pine in left field.
All I know is there was one ball that was hit really far, and we got the tape measure out, and ever since then, we have never measured a home run ever again.
Yes, and that was mine, and I was very happy to hit it.
No, it
so
was
thank you so much.
Nick Lape, and it was 188 feet. Ring a bell!
The Ruben Brown bell has been rung for...
So technically,
cancer.
it is the longest home run ever measured, because it's the only home run ever measured.
That's interesting. That's interesting.
Might as well
wow.
throw
But
it.
what about mine that was hit
Jesus.
over farther than that?
Hey, you guys, that's the score 7 to keep it going.
Oh yeah?
And
Is
we're
that
hearing
all?
from the scorekeeping booth
that all?
that the Astros had 7 here to keep the game going. Spencer, what do you think the odds are of that happening?
I think the odds are slim to none that they score any runs.
Interesting. I think they're slim
I
to
love
none
these. I love this team, but you know, the proof is in the pudding, I guess is what you'd say. So,
Wow. The proof is in the pudding.
and I like pudding. I like chocolate pudding. Just like half of a canister. You can't eat a whole thing in one sitting.
No. And you also buy your pudding in canisters. so that's good to know.
I've never heard of putting in canisters.
That's what he buys his pudding in his.
And he only
You
don't have it tomorrow.
Half of a canister of pudding. Also,
So you got early tomorrow.
I do like tapioca,
Sorry.
and I know that that's a weird flavor, and I really don't even know what it is, but I like the flavor of it.
Edlo, what's your take on having a 7 a.m. game tomorrow? Are you going to wake up?
Am I going to wake up, or will I sleep in God's eternity? Are you saying? Will I die tonight? Are you
Are you
asking
gonna
me
wake
whether I
up
will
for the
die
game?
tonight? Oh,
Are you
will I
gonna
wake
wake up
up
in time?
In time for the game? Yes. For some reason, you're asking this question, yet I've never been late for a single game in the entire history of my career.
What is your take on the current political system we have in the United States?
Man, it's good. As Keaton comes up with his bandana, and maybe it's a tie, but it's giving me some real Jimi Hendrix vibes.
It makes me think he wants to play the drums, yet he's playing wiffle ball.
Wow, and I just said Jimi Hendrix, and you talked about the drums. There's
I
an
said what it makes me think.
Wow. I think Keaton should really be as bold as Love here and hit a home run to left field.
Does he want to keep the game going, or does he want to go home and eat pudding?
Interesting question. And it's really the question of all SWBL. Do I want to be here, or do I want to go home and eat some food?
He didn't move.
Spencer, what's your breakfast for tomorrow?
Probably won't breakfast because after our 2 games, I will be leaving planet Earth.
You are going to...
I'm going to the moon.
You're leaving Earth's mortal coil tomorrow after our second game.
Might as well. Might as well be
Interesting.
gone. Leaving the game that I love.
Yeah.
For family.
Leaving on top, getting destroyed by the Brewers. That's great. That's fantastic.
With a solid 200 batting average.
Spencer, what are you doing tomorrow? Your batting average is 200?
Yeah.
Holy crap.
Went
Wow.
1 for 5.
Wow.
Can't come back from that.
It's over. You no longer...
The season's over. Might as well pack it up.
Pack it up, go home. Spencer, what are you doing tomorrow?
And that is the ball game. Was that the ball game?
I think it was a shutout.
That's the SWBL.
And that's the ball
I
game.
think they got a hit.
Did you guys count that as a hit underneath?
Oh yeah, Cole had a hit.
Oh, yeah.
It was a shutout.
That one underneath Peter.
No,
For
Cole had a
PG.
hit to right.
And the end score was 15 to nothing.
That's not true. It was 18.
It was 15 to nothing.
And I'm getting bit up,
Congratulations to the Brewers,
and
who start 2-0.
that was Edlo and Spencer, and we will see you later.